Okay, so I have my New Mexico earrings on here, and I do believe in God. I believe that the Holy Spirit is working through me at all times, and that's the Divine Mother. Can't have a son and a father without a mother. That's common sense. I learned that when I was 11 in biology. And then I took it again in high school and college. So this girl knows. But I'd like to talk about real estate for a minute. Really disappointing thing just happened. I've only sold 2 houses in the 2 years that I did real estate, and took a break from it this year, just like many realtors are, because the market is down. But my buyers were taking a break. It was just not working. So both of those houses sold within a week, and it's because we priced it right. They both went for exactly the asking price, because we priced them about $10,000 below where they should have been. So I got 3 offers on the first house. We were able to get that $10,000 more. If we had not underpriced it, probably we would have had 10 less people walk in the door, because there's a million properties out there for that price point. But to get this nice price point for $10,000 less led to like 10 more people coming in the house, which resulted in 3 potential buyers that knew it was a good deal, were willing to pay an extra $10,000 for that house, because of it, essentially 10 to 15,000, because essentially it was so well maintained. Wasn't even updated, just beautiful, well maintained. Some of the other houses for that same price point were fully updated and had spent $50,000 doing it. So the point is, my family member was completely taken advantage of. The compensation, she's now paying the buyer's compensation, which really angers me, because she didn't get a full ask offer. And at my brokerage, your Castle Real Estate, which is probably the only medium-sized local brokerage, most of the locals are pretty small and don't have a lot of resources, but they do. Lon Welsh was the owner. He sold it before the settlement, the NAR settlement, because they had to pay millions, even though they never had a single complaint. That's how the settlement went with NAR, and it was really disappointing, I think, to the industry, because it actually doesn't help people when you sign an agreement before you work with them, because then if you don't like this realtor, they're not responsive, they're not listening to you, they're not available at an hour's notice, like I am sometimes. I always will go almost the same day, even if it's at night, to show a property, just in case you want to put an offer that day. That's something I can do from home. I have a kid. It's not hard to write up an offer and take 30 minutes to an hour to do that. It's not hard to do a showing. I can bring my daughter with me. It is hard for me to do a Pilates or massage session the same day. I'm booked a week to 2 weeks out on that. But for real estate, I always prioritize them, because I don't work with more than like 3 clients at a time. And that's kind of what you get with a newer agent, is because they don't have 10 clients, they do prioritize you. I don't have assistants. You're always going to get a realtor's knowledge, not an assistant's knowledge. Point is, this family member is now paying the buyer's broker 2.5%, which equals about $26,000 out of her pocket. She had to take $200,000 less on her home, because the realtor was not patient and pushed her and her husband to sell now instead of in 6 to 12 months, when the market will most likely be better. You never know. Unfortunately, the interest rates went up, and that affected their buying power, so they used that against her, even though they have 2 other homes and didn't have to sell before they bought it. So they just used it as a negotiating tool, which is a strategy. I respect it, but for my family member, I'm just so disappointed for her, because she chose another family member to be a realtor. Totally respect that. Don't have any hard feelings about it. And this is why my friend that sold her house with somebody else, I recommended someone to her before I was a realtor. The person had her buy this large house with a large mortgage, got a nice compensation on it, which is why I offer a flat rate. If you want to pay a flat rate, it's fine. You don't have to do a percentage because I never want someone to feel like I'm taking advantage of them. But it had a basement. She doesn't like having a basement for personal reasons, and the realtor just didn't really listen to her. And so the next time she chose me, I kept the friendship. I would never, she has another friend that's a realtor. There's lots of realtors, and that person doesn't even talk to her anymore because she used someone else. So the point is, I care about the people in my life. I keep a smaller circle now that I'm in my 40s. It's just people that I care about and just people that care about me and that I know well and that we have deep relationships with. It's probably because of my Scorpio mother that I prefer that. I don't prefer small talk. I am extroverted. I went to 12 schools growing up. I prefer introverted friends, which take a lot longer to get to know. And they just, I don't know, they're gold. I'm an extroverted introvert. I recharge with reading and being alone. People never assume that about me. I was Alice in Wonderland in high school. They said you can't play a shy role. I was like, I'm a good actress, but I'm not shy. There's no bone in my body, no cell that is shy. So the point is, choose your realtor wisely. Just choose someone that you want to hang out with for 3 months. And I say that if you have 3 people to pick with that are all smart that you respect, choose the one that you want to, that calls you the most, that cares about you the most, that is there for you the most. Because the person that you see annually at the potluck that's selling 100 homes a year may not be the best realtor for you. And I'm just so disappointed in this situation. I really wanted this person to have $225,000 more in her pocket right now, and unfortunately she chose wrongly, and she went with a family member that is probably the best business person I know, and we call that faux self.